May I present our next speaker, which so far you've been well thought of, and that is the Western State University President Emeritus and now WGU board member, Dr. Sam Smith.
First, thank all of you for being here. This is a day that many of us have dreamed about. And I will admit, our community and technical college system in this state is amongst the best in the nation. And as we were designing the Western Governors University, we did definitely use our system here as an example, with the idea that at some point in the future, going back over several years, that we would be able to do a partnership with a system that is not only well established, is technologically innovative, and is willing to take chances in order to give a better system for our students. If you look at the enrollments in our community technical college system in the state of Washington, as a percentage of the total population, we're somewhere between 4th or 5th in the nation. Why? Because we care about our students. And everyone has been thanked on this, and I could probably go up and down every row and thank all of you, but I specifically want to thank the community and technical college system of the state of Washington, because they made it possible. Our legislators, if they did not have the quality there, would not have been able to do this. But I want to thank them. Could I have a round of applause for the community technical colleges? Now, I will admit, occasionally, I think I've done all right so far, with having worked at WSU for many years, and now helping and being on the board at WGU, I occasionally mix them. So so far I've done well. I'll try not to mix them up. But WGU Washington, as we put it together, and we started putting it together over the last many years and designing basically the system, the WGU way, we knew that we had to find leadership that would allow us not only to be able to give the high quality education we wanted, but to operate in a different business model. Now, in all due respects, many times in universities, they'll bring in people from outside in the business community, and sometimes they're successful, but more often than not, they're not terribly successful for the very simple reason they don't know the academic, what I call tribal rituals, because universities are strange places. Now, when we went looking for leadership for Western Governors University, thanks to a gentleman by the name of Mike Levitt, Mike was the governor of Utah, we found Bob Mendenhall. Bob has a background in education. He was with a publishing organization. He was doing a wonderful job for them. We saw the leadership we needed. He came back, he came to us. He also then returned to the university, got his doctorate degree, so he could learn how it really operates. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very pleased to introduce the president of Western Governors University, Dr. Bob Mendenhall. Bob.
Well, I'm just really pleased to be here and pleased to meet so many of you and have you come and attend. This is a momentous day in the history of WGU, certainly, and we hope will be looked back upon as a momentous day in the history of Washington higher education. I think just to begin, I ought to thank Sam Smith. Sam's been on the board of Western Governors University from before I joined the university and has been a great mentor to me, and particularly in teaching me the tribal rituals, but in so many other ways. I think it hasn't been mentioned yet, but Jan Yoshiwara in particular of the State Board for Community and Technical Colleges was instrumental in, I think, first talking to Senator Castema about this idea of a WGU Washington, and certainly has taken the lead in working with community colleges around the state. We're excited about the opportunity of providing a path that's affordable, that's flexible for community college graduates, particularly those who are working and have families and can't attend a traditional four-year university, to provide a path for them to continue and get their bachelor's degree and potentially their master's degree as they proceed in their educational journey. Just a moment or two on the WGU model. We're fundamentally different, I think, than most universities. We're entirely online, which is not very different anymore. But most online education in the country is simply classroom education distributed over a wire. It's still a professor with 20 or 30 students and a syllabus, and they submit assignments online, and the professor grades them. At WGU, we've changed that model so that the technology is actually used to do the teaching. So we have computer-based instructional modules that walk people through the content, enable them to practice the knowledge that they're learning. And we've changed the faculty role from delivering content to mentoring students through the program. So every student is given a mentor the day they start, who stays with them till the day they graduate, who's responsible to help them succeed in the program. And then as they enter into each course, there's a course mentor for the course that will help them through the content area for that particular course in leading discussions, answering questions, being available to help students. But that allows every student to move at their own pace through the curriculum. We know that students come knowing different things. We know that we each learn at different rates. And we've simply created an educational system that recognizes student differences and allows them to proceed at their own pace. Because of the way we use technology, because of the changed faculty role, we are self-sustaining on tuition of about $6,000 for a 12-month year. We've raised that only $200 in the last 4 years. So we hope to continue to be very affordable for students to come and to get an education. We've been in Washington for a number of years. We have about 1,000 students currently in the state, about 500 graduates in the state. We have students in 38 of 39 counties around the state. So we are pretty much spread throughout the state. We've got about 25 employees in the state currently, and obviously expect that to grow now. The average age of our student is 36, but they range from 16 to 83. Many of them are traditional age students. About 2/3 of them are underserved students, as we typically define it. Low income, ethnic minority, first generation in their family to attend college, or rural students that don't have access to a 4-year university. Why then WGU Washington, given that we're already here? Essentially, WGU Washington enables us to integrate in with the state system. The first piece of that, the important piece of that today, is signing an agreement with the community college system to ease the transfer of students from community college into WGU. That will include accepting their associate's degree, starting them as juniors so they don't have to repeat a lot of credit hours, but we'll also waive the application fee for those community college graduates and give them a discount on WGU tuition to enable them to come and seamlessly move in to continue their bachelor's degree.